Hey, it's Beck here from Cats Live Here and Studio Beck, and welcome to another Wednesday What? Now, I was thinking of doing this topic a little while ago, but it came up again from one of our customers. You guys are wanting to know about some good plants for low light areas in the home. Look, all of us have a darker spot in the house where it can be really difficult to find a plant that will thrive, let alone survive. But some of my top tips are the Zanzibar gem. We've all heard about it, and people say it's indestructible. Look, I've managed to destruct a couple. But look, they do tend to grow really, really well with the right level of neglect, and they also handle quite a low amount of light. Another one that's great if you have artificial light in the area is devil's ivy. Devil's ivy can grow really, really well under nothing but artificial light. So if, for example, you have a really dark bathroom or a toilet, or even you're in an office space, if you can have that light on for just a couple of hours a day, that can really help. Next on my list would probably be something like a peace lily. The peace lilies generally do like a more filtered light position, but they can also handle quite a dark space. I know this from personal experience because I actually used to have one in my daughter's bedroom, and her curtains were closed 24/7. It stayed in that position for about 18 months before I decided to move it. It did just fine in that area. It got a little bit lanky, but not really much. You wouldn't really notice. So the leaves became a little less full, I suppose. They became a little narrower, and the stems became a little longer. But other than that, someone who wasn't really a plant person would not notice that it had been without light for 18 months. The other plant that I would probably look at recommending is your philodendron, the heartleaf philodendron, or the cordatum, I think it is off the top of my head. That one does really, really well in low light. It will develop a longer spacing between its leaf intervals, but other than that, it can still look really beautiful in a dark space. I think mother-in-law's tongue is another good one. I have heard that it can handle quite low light. I've not investigated this, so this could be completely unfounded. So perhaps have a Google before you jump in headfirst on that one. Your spider plants are essentially a weed, so they can grow almost anywhere. So that's also a good one to throw in the corner and just see what happens. Ferns, of course, they don't always need a lot of light, but they do need good conditions. So it can't get too cold, can't be too drafty, etc. And then my last tip is actually this. If you do have a really dark place in your home and you're struggling to find a plant that does really well there, actually go out and buy a couple of plants. So let's say you buy 3 different plants and rotate them around. So leave them for about a week in that dark place and have the other 2 out somewhere nicer with a bit more light, whether that's outside or in another room in your house, and then rotate them. You'd be surprised. You actually only need to give a plant perhaps maybe 3 days of light out of the whole 7, and they'll actually do just fine, and you won't really notice any negative effects. Obviously, this again is coming not from a qualified horticulturalist, but just someone who has experienced this firsthand as a plant enthusiast over my 30-something years of existence. But anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this episode of Wednesday What, and tune back in the next few weeks to see the next one. Bye!